Jede Sekunde sterben weitere Unschuldige. Handeln wir.
Right, hopefully we get some people on, so I'm going to stream some Helldivers too, but bear in mind I've got whatever current bugs going around sort of thing, so my voice will sound horrible, and you know it will hurt me to talk for too long, so my plan is streaming for a little bit, and then you know, it might not be a full hour or whatever, just to warn you. I'm just trying to prop my phone up, there we go, so the chat is right in front of me. So yeah, hopefully we get some people on. I'm just going to pause the playback on there. So I've also set the in-game audio to German because it's funny.
Die Stimmlosen waren einst demokratieliebende Bürger wie Sie und ich. Jetzt sind sie gezwungen, der Invasion der Illuminierten zu dienen. Unsere Verantwortung ihnen gegenüber ist klar. Wir müssen sie von ihrem qualvollen Dasein.
So yeah, hopefully some people come on in a minute. Oh, I better put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because otherwise I'll typically always get somebody message me when I'm streaming and then distract me. So yeah, like I said, I've got whatever bugs going around. Like I said before, I was ill Sunday night, and I've got over that illness, but I don't know if these are like side effect symptoms that linger longer, or if I've picked something else up in the meantime, because this time of year is absolutely horrible for how many bugs go around, and if you're like me with a bad immune system because of sort of medical conditions, then you know, I pick up a lot of stuff, you know, and it hits me quite hard. I need to remember to take my multivitamins each day. I've actually put them in my bedroom now, so they're more visible, but
Die Operation ist beendet.
Missionskoordinaten festgelegt. Paypods bereit. Aktiviere Orbitaldüse. Orbit synchronisiert.
But yeah, oh, I will just share this to Twitter actually, because I can do that from my phone very easily. If I remember where the button is for sharing it. There, I have to come out of chat. Share to X. Right, it does say that there's 5 people on now at least, so hopefully somebody will say hello at some point. But right, yes, let's just pop up there again so I can see the phone, the chat on the phone. And I don't have any more daily missions to do, so I can just bring whatever's a useful thing. I don't remember if it's Hairburst Strike or Gatling Strike, the one I like. Let's try Gatling Barrage. And let's just do Vitality, because it's surviving in a little arena type mission. Which one's the MO4? Let me have a look. If you mean Mark 4, I have a Mark 4. Actually, won't be able to look now because the game started. Do you mean a Mark 4? If you mean an MO4, I don't know what that is, so probably no. That's the answer to that.
Ausrüstungspaket unterwegs.
So yeah, is this the one I like? Let's find out. I think Airburst is the one that hits the wider area, but that's the faster one, isn't it? So yeah. Can't remember which is actually the one I prefer, but as long as it kills the bots in its radius. Too much. Yeah, it's because of just how much YouTube censors everything now, unfortunately, Parker, because, again, there's so many times when people try and leave me a message. On their end, it will say it's gone through, but nobody else in the chat can see it because of YouTube's all their shadow ban stuff. So what we need now, I know a load of people would be really opposed to this, is for something like YouTube to be bought by Elon Musk, just because at least at that point there'd be a lot less censorship on everything. But yeah, the big problem I have with YouTube is just how much stuff, you know, how they keep tightening and tightening like restrictions on what you can say and like what videos you can do. Because I had a bit of World War II German like military surplus, I had the video taken down for like hate speech or like racial superiority or some crap like that the other day, because I didn't get a strike luckily, but they were like, oh, this is a warning, because apparently yeah, history is racist now or whatever if you show anything from World War II that was used by the bad guys. And I think, you know, Germany starting with the N was very much the bad guys, but that doesn't mean their equipment isn't interesting or whatever. And just because it's got the little squiggly symbol on it, alright Rich, doesn't mean that I approve of that symbol. But again, it's like you can't talk about mental health properly on YouTube now because of all the things where they just block stuff that talks about self-deletion kind of stuff. So, you know, people that might have been looking for some sort of mental health support can't get it now on YouTube. So yeah, I'm not saying it should be Elon Musk particularly, but it would be nice if YouTube either gets bought out by somebody like Musk or, because the Overton window's shifting a lot more to sensible politics again in a lot of places. Like Facebook has now said they're getting rid of their fact checkers, which are basically just, if people don't like your opinion, you're not allowed to say it kind of thing. Again, yeah, this game sounds a lot better in German, I think. Yeah, still too many of those mechs around there. So yeah, I actually don't know what I've got at the moment. Like I said, it started off as like really bad sort of gastroenteritis, whatever they call it, like GI. Oh my bloody god, Parker, yeah, it's just stupid, isn't it? Because what it used to be is it used to be like an AI takedown thing, where the AI might take it down, but then you could appeal it to a human. But it seems now I think they've got this really bad system where they basically, like again, I can't prove this, but a lot of people think they have a system where basically stuff gets flagged automatically to some sweatshop somewhere in the third world. They get no offence to the people there, but you know, that probably don't speak English very well, and they just click, you know, like ban, ban, ban to get, you know, get paid. So it's kind of one of those things that yes, it's being looked at by a person, but it might be being looked at by a person that doesn't speak your language, have any idea of the context of what's going on in the video. Can I vault a wall this size? Vault? Oh yeah, I can, excellent. That's the thing I do really like about that vaulting thing. Let's try not to overthrow that too much. That's a bit overthrown. Right. Which mask's the S2? I'm not familiar with it. Or is it not a mask? Is it something else? Sorry if I'm being a bit dumb at the moment. Like I said, because I've got some sort of infection, my brain isn't quite running on full capacity either. Oh my god, I haven't, Rich, but oh dear, that's going to be a problem if that starts happening, because I've used some of the YouTube free music. I once had a copyright strike on something I'd entirely done myself, and then had to go through a very long... Eventually I got the strike released. But yeah, I actually had a proper strike for it that, you know, endangered my channel. And I had to go to all the effort to basically say, no, look, here's the proof, it's something I did, and didn't really even get an apology out of it. Because the problem is, apparently, like, music studios can just randomly click on something and say, yeah, we own this, even if they don't. And then you have to prove that you own it, not the person making the claim. Which, again, defeats the point of innocent until proven guilty. Oh, I know what you mean, the scintillation counter thing. I guess just give it a test, make sure you don't get it covered in any sort of radioactive dusts that would mess it up. You know, give you false readings. But no, I'd be interested in seeing what it's like. Because like I said, I've got that nice bit of uranium ore I want to do some videos on now, but like I said, I'll do them when I feel better, like with some of the other gas mask type stuff I've bought recently. And again, we've still got that thing where the main building work's been done now, but there's still a couple of other things that need to be done in that room, like with, you know, having the lighting replaced and stuff like that, having the walls painted. At least if it was only at least one of those ones where you have to remove the music, you don't get a proper strike. But yeah, it's still absolute bollocks, isn't it, Rich?
Feuert Orbitalsperrfeuer. Gebiet räumen.
As in, got put on the app in a good way, as in people got recommended the video, or like somebody stole it, do you mean, Rich? Or is it like one where it takes it off of the main YouTube and shoves it onto a different side of YouTube? I don't know exactly how YouTube Music works. I actually find Devastators are easier to shoot in the dick than the head, because although it does a bit less damage, it's a bigger target area, like the dick torso area. Nice bit of Verdi sort of being ripped off at the moment for the soundtrack. Gasangriff. I think the only reason that you can now play as the Hellgast and all this and this is because I think Guerrilla Games folded or whatever, which is a bad thing. But because Sony owns the rights to Killzone completely now, I guess, is that they're not so butthurt over people playing as the Hellgast as Guerrilla were. Because the problem with Guerrilla is the Killzone games are really interesting, but because they were a Dutch developer, they got so sort of upset that people liked, you know, the space equivalent of National Socialist Germany, that you know, they never wanted to make a game where you actually got to play as the Hellgast, even though they're a lot more interesting than the ISA and Killzone. What, heavy Devastator? Oh shit. Oh no, oh no. Right, fuck you and your robots. There we go. Yeah, it's like saying that's the problem, is so much stuff relies on AI that isn't particularly good, and then human vetting that's, like, you know, done as cheaply as quickly as possible. And again, like I said, all of these systems, I kind of understand why YouTube as a big platform has to do it. It's always the, you know, like, guilty until proven innocent crap, rather than, you know, it actually being objectively being able to be done. Oh, and for people not in the UK, you might not know that our economy is now at basically the worst it's been in ages, as in Rachel Reeves has now made the economy worse than it was under Liz Truss. So, well done Labour, well done. We are now literally in, you know, I think the point of no return for this country falling apart in, like, for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Yeah, not to get too political, but the people running us are absolute morons. And I think morally they are also completely bankrupt, like with all the stuff I don't really even want to talk about involving child abuse, you know, that's all in the news at the moment. Because Labour banned their own MPs for voting in favour of, you know, having it looked into. But then Starmer and all his cabinet actually abstained from voting, so in the future he can go, oh, I didn't vote against it. Shows how morally bankrupt and spineless he is. So yeah, your boss orders you to do a certain thing that's morally reprehensible, but then your boss kind of does the slightly less reprehensible thing himself, so he can then claim later on, you know, oh, I didn't actually vote against it, I just voted neutrally, you know, like, abstain from voting, so yeah. This country is just such a fucking joke at the moment. Again, I know this has nothing to do with Helldivers, it's just, we can't seem to go a single day without there being another horrible news story come out about something the government's done and that. And like, don't get me wrong, I did not like the Tories at all, but Labour in 6 months or whatever it's been have, you know, seemed to have kind of broken everything on purpose. Okay, there we go. Political rant over.
Das nenne ich mal einen profitablen Einsatz der Ressourcen.
Right, let's do whatever this other mission was. Yeah. Launch the ICBM.
Paypods bereit. Aktiviere Orbitaldüse. Orbit synchronisiert.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes you angry, doesn't it, Rich? That's the problem. Like, the more you look into it, the more angry it will make you. Right, so we want to start in this sort of area because I need to do the objectives all around there to get to that objective. So we might as well go around clockwise. So let's just start about here. Okay, we're going to want gas. Let's bring the 500 kg bomb for fun. Then I'm probably going to actually want the shield pack. That's that one, isn't it? Shield generator pack for personal protection. And then let's bring the quasar, because even though actually, yeah, let's bring the quasar, because even though it's quite slow to fire, I can destroy the bot buildings of it from a distance. And yeah, let's just do vitality enhancement, so I'm a bit tougher.
Paypod-Start initiiert.
And I guess because at the moment I have a slight fever, I actually will need to check my thing using my, I'll just do it now, what my skin temperature is. Hang on. Oh, I can do it. I've got the, there it is. 34.9, is that a fever? I can't remember what the, 34ish, I can't remember what your skin temperature is meant to be. But yeah, I'm about 34.9 at the moment, so even though it's meant to be a really cold day, I've got my jacket slightly open, as in I'm like wearing a jacket without a shirt on underneath it, and I've got the window open, and I've got the fan running to circulate air, because I feel warm, not you know. Right, there's a fairly big bot base directly in front of me, so I better hit that first, because I don't want it to be an artillery or air base one, because then I'm in a lot of trouble if I get constantly shelled or having like strafing runs done against me. Yeah, I might have a quick little Google actually what the temperature is when you're classed as having a fever. Right, that was good that I landed right next to a supply thing, seems I wasn't. Mild fever temperature. .38°C. Okay, I'm nowhere near that. Apparently normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, so maybe I'm actually a bit sort of not running a fever or whatever, I don't know, or maybe that thing's not quite picking it up right. I swear I'm always low on temperature though whenever they do a thing on me. Except for like when I had mumps, I had a really, really high fever, like one of those stupidly high ones that almost puts you dangerous, but I felt cold. That was a funny thing when I had mumps. Yeah, interestingly though, saying about that, and videos being taken down off YouTube, the video I did with a live stream to members when I had mumps, that got taken down for medical misinformation, because literally talking about my own medical condition I had at the time was deemed medical misinformation by YouTube. So I won't go into what I said, but I said something that like literally is not considered, you know, in any way controversial medically. It's the agreed upon thing. And like I said, but you know, like years later, that video got flagged up because I said something that's, you know, like normally agreed upon. Because again, yeah, I think it's because either the bots or the people checking the videos don't actually have any clue what they're, you know. But I know there's a lot of doctor channels now on YouTube that actually give good medical advice that are having problems and stuff because, you know, it's like somebody that's barely listening to what you're saying and like, oh yeah, that's medical misinformation. Because I guess another problem is if you outsource people, like reviewing if you said something that's true or not, but you outsource it to people in a country where English isn't their first language, they probably won't get sarcasm and a lot of stuff like that as well. So if somebody says something sarcastically, they'll be like, oh no, they definitely meant that kind of thing. Yeah, like I said, YouTube used to be really fun. I know like channels like Squire, which is like that sort of military history parody channel, are having loads of issues now because they have like blank firers, like in their videos when they're doing historical stuff, you know, so they might have like an automatic blank fire or whatever, and those are causing issues now. Oh, speaking of that, next month I have to fucking surrender to have destroyed all of my Turkish blank firers. That's great, isn't it? That's a waste of my money. Thank you, current government. And again, I know people keep saying, oh, technically, you know, the law's already in place. It's just, again, it's they basically, years after a law was made, they changed the interpretation of the law, which again is one of those things that basically means they just changed it on the spot what the law meant. I know, but like I was saying earlier, there's lots of World War II stuff now which is getting strikes, because even if you're showing the bad guys of World War II in a historically neutral context... Yeah, again, I know the ATF also like shooting people's dogs, don't they? So. Yeah, they did it at both Ruby Ridge, didn't they, and Waco. I know they definitely did it at Waco. They did kill a lot of dogs at Waco. But, yeah, like, not even without being an American, I know the ATF is, like, the most hated of your alphabet agencies in terms of just how incompetent they are and how much evil shit they've done. Especially because apparently they're quite fond of entrapment, which they've done to a lot of people, you know, where they've encouraged people to do stuff, you know, and then basically gone, oh, well, actually, that was illegal, so now we've got you. Anyway, where's the little bit I need to find the codes? Oh, these aren't the ones in an actual, like, machine, are they? These are the ones that are just laying around somewhere on these bases. Right, any of these guys got the codes? Yeah, there they are. Oh, and the robots are turned up to join the fun. Right, I reckon those robots... There we go. Need a bit of 500 kilo freedom delivered. There we go. But yeah, the US one I always find weird, Parker, is the one about SBRs or whatever it is. How you can't put like a stock on a pistol or whatever it is, or a foregrip on a pistol without putting a tax stamp on it. Oh god, Rich, that's getting even worse then, where, like, so it turns out they actually might be on the wrong side of history or whatever with the censors. So you've almost got, like, Holocaust denial, type, or Holocaust revisionist, whatever you want to call them, type people. To be honest, I think there should be a completely open debate about it. Like, I've been to Auschwitz when I was on holiday, I know that sounds a weird thing. But I completely believe the Holocaust happens, but again, you know, a lot of it was numbers they just came up with straight away post-war when they were, you know, like, hanging all the German high command. But, again, do I believe the Nazis systematically murdered, like, loads and loads of ethnic groups? Yes. Was the number exactly 6 million on the dot? Hell no, but, you know, we won't ever know the real number, but... yeah, anyway, we better stop talking about that stuff before this video gets flagged to me keep bringing up World War II. Because, like I said, I had a World War II video taken down because it had the funny little short Austrian man's symbol on a World War II artifact. So while I was no way praising the little short angry Austrian man's thing, apparently there's no context to that anymore. Just showing something means you're in pro in favour of it or whatever. Let's not hear that one. That's alright, Rich. I didn't mean necessarily move it like that. I just meant probably not good for us to keep bringing up controversial things now they're so sensor heavy. Oh, good. One of those. Ooh, acquisition slips are useless, but super credits. How many super credits? Oh, just 10. Sometimes you get 100 if you're really lucky in one of those. Oh, friendship bunker, there's no point in me going over there because I don't have a second player with me. Fab, I can hit right. Yeah, the update they did that lets you blow the fabricators up with a rocket launcher from any angle was definitely a good update, because yeah, it just means that, you know, you can damage a lot of the bases from outside. Kind of makes sense, because sort of artillerying them. Where's that bot going? It reminds me of that thing from like March of the Penguins or whatever, of the penguin just running into the mountains. Oh, the funny thing is it doesn't do it in all languages, but in German some of the bots speak German as well now. Angry German robot noises. Although they're technically not robots, are they? Automatons, which because this game, obviously, with all of its sort of dark humour and body horror and stuff like that, the automatons are basically just mangled people parts and like like enhanced human blood powering like the robot chassis sort of things. Because the government or whoever, I don't know, decided a while ago that loads of things that have previously been legal for years now don't meet the definition of a UK legal blank firer. And they didn't do it on specific models, they just basically said any of the blank firers made by 4 companies, which is going to probably be like hundreds of models of blank firers across the UK, they're all just now totally illegal. So there's an amnesty in February where you have to hand them in, and because obviously I've done videos on them and that, it would be really stupid for me to pretend I didn't have them. So there's like no buyback or whatever, I just have to take them to a police station to be destroyed. Or else I can get like 5-10 years in prison for essentially having a real gun, they'll consider it. But yeah, so basically loads of people have been financially fucked over by this, because something that, you know, for years and years before that was completely legal, they've just all of a sudden said, no, they're not legal, because people can easily convert them into live firearms. Even though when they then posted examples of how it had done, it was only like, it was 90% new parts that had been like welded in. You know, very little of the original blank fire remained. So at that point, somebody could have made a looty SMG, was the point everybody made, but, you know, not the politicians and all that sort of lot care about that. And again, it's not technically a new law, it's that they've said, oh, actually, these models that have been fine for years don't actually clarify as fine anymore. The only good thing is there's, I think, at least 3 blank firers I've got that aren't included on that list, because they're not Turkish ones. They basically just decided they hated Turkey, I guess, and any Turkish-built blank firers are illegal. But it means my Italian blank firers, which are kind of met in quality, but whatever, they're still perfectly legal. The Umberti's a nice company. I'm trying to think whatever my company's called, but I've got mine from, but yeah. So my kind of single action army-ish thing, the like starting pistol revolver in 22 LR, and the 8mm 1911 I've got, those are still legal. But for whatever reason, every single type of gun made by the Turkish manufacturers, and 4 manufacturers as well, and now just like overnight they made them illegal one day basically. But what I need to obviously try and do as well is make sure that when I surrender them to the police, that I definitely get some sort of like written down receipt guarantee thing that says I have brought them into the police station. Because I can imagine in an awful world that we live in, that I could surrender them, and then the police will say, oh, you didn't surrender them, right now we're just going to trash your house and search all of you, like search through everything you own, kind of look for them. And like I said to some other people before, I've also got some really old blank firers that I can't surrender because when they broke, because some of the eco models were a bit crap, when they broke I just threw away some of the parts and cannibalised some of the other parts off of them and that. So again, how can I surrender something if I just have a few spare parts left from it and other bits of it have been binned? Well, Parker, at least in terms of legal defence, if you had a good lawyer, by doing that, you know, you're completely in the right, and you might then be able to fine the police, kind of thing. But I'd like to at least think with how overstretched and under-resourced our police are, that they won't actually have time to just search random people's houses for this sort of shit afterwards. Because again, I bet you there's still going to be loads of people that have bought one of these blank firers or were given one as a present years ago and have not heard any of this at all, or, you know, completely forgotten they own them and like not used them. So they technically have something then illegal in their house they could get done for. And again, I absolutely hate the idea of something that used to be legal being made illegal, and then it's your responsibility to kind of get rid of it, sort of thing. I absolutely hate laws like that. Because it means you have to constantly be following the laws, like what they do with a load of zombie life type things. You have to constantly be following the laws to make sure you're keeping on top of what they've changed the laws on, sort of thing. Let's fucking hit those Devastators with, oh, there's 3 heavy Devastators over there. Oh yeah, it's 500 kg in. Any survivors?
Verlasse das Kampfgebiet für Nachschub.
Yeah, one. Yeah, it's because they had, like, I think 1 or 2 shootings where, like I say, these blank firers had essentially been 90% converted to the point that, from what I can understand anyway, that, you know, like, where they might as well not have been using that blank firer, but, you know, any other kind of gun, because it was essentially where somebody, I think, took the frame, you know, like the pistol frame from the blank firer, then any of the parts, like the barrel and everything, because we have to have plugged barrel ones in the UK anyway, any of the parts that, you know, had anything to do with, like, powder pressure and anything like that, they totally replaced those parts so it could handle actual ammunition. So, literally all it was, like, you know, the grip section and all that, maybe the trigger mechanism, but, you know, like, it was a completely replaced, like, barrel, firing pin, all that sort of stuff, you know, all, like, welded on and everything. But apparently, because people can actually, you know, use welding and like angle grinders and stuff to cut bits of metal apart, we have to ban stuff now. But hey ho, this country is falling apart anyway, so I think everybody's gonna have bigger problems to worry about sooner rather than later. Again, we're back onto the fucking politics again of the country falling apart and people not being able to afford food, and we're gonna have all this sort of stuff. I've got a 500 kg ready. Let's throw that into the middle of their base. There we go.
Adler 1, hole Nachschub beim Zerstörer.
Wie wär's mit einem Happen? Freiheit!
Evakuierung möglich,
Yeah.
sobald ihr bereit seid.
That was cool.
Noch 20 Minuten für die Mission.
We send PDF like the little children's masks, yeah. Das Kindermask. I still need to finish Stalker 2, but the problem is I haven't been streaming Stalker 2 for a while. You know, I haven't actually done that many streams altogether because I keep catching bugs at the moment, like my voice is going or I just feel ill, sort of thing. And I've been busy, obviously really busy over Christmas, or just work in general in the new year. But what was I going to say in regards to like Stalker 2? Like I really want to finish that, but like I said, I haven't been streaming that either when I haven't been playing it, just because of the fact that what you call it, like, you know, I'm at points now in the game where everything is a spoiler essentially, so. Oh, what, the L2 suit is that, Parker? Like the rubber MDC suit thing. Right, if there was a second point of interest anywhere on the map I didn't spot it, as in, you know, like, secondary objective type thing, like the, research station. In theory, there should have been, I think, another one of those, but I'm not going to waste loads of time running around the map looking for a... it's probably that, yeah, look, there's Seath artillery right on the other side of the map, I think, yeah, that's probably the other objective, but yeah, I'm not going all the way over there just to, that's literally the opposite side of the map, to, get a couple of extra bits of XP or whatever. Which link is it? Do you know? Because there's several links under my videos, and bear in mind, if it was a link to where you could buy certain things or whatever at a certain time, if the seller no longer has them or whatever, then yeah, those links will break.
Evakuierungsanfrage bestätigt. Shuttle im Anflug.
If it was a things like B-Store's like eBay page or whatever who sent it me, I think they've got a different address to their eBay page now, so it'll be that. And like I said, I'm not going to bother going through all those old videos to update the URLs. You know, I'll just do it on newer videos. But again, even if I link to their page, they probably don't have a link to those particular ones in stock, for example. So.
Gasangriff im Anflug.
Hello.
Ankunftszeit T-1 Minute.
Adler 1, verlasse das Kampfgebiet für Nachschub.
Die Freiheit schläft nie!
Oh yeah, that's what I was expecting you to say, Parker. Yeah, I'd have to manually go and find every video where I've got that link and replace it with the current one, so I won't bother, but yeah, people can obviously find that and then just search for the same thing anyway.
Ankunftszeit T-30 Sekunden.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Rich. It's like, I'm against all these things, but I like writing about them in my book and making money off of them.
Ankunftszeit T-10 Sekunden. Pelikan 1 nähert sich Abholung. Pelikan 1 macht sich zur Landung bereit.
Für den Wohlstand!
Oh, Rich is talking about that Shadiversity guy or whatever he's called that wrote some books with some pretty disgusting views on women and stuff in them. Won't bring it up too much now, but it's one of those people that what made it funnier is one of those people that had a go at my videos at one point, and then it turns out they've been now cancelled by everyone, kind of for right reasons, not the usual cancel culture reasons. There's some really, really disgusting views they had all along.
Das ist Demokratie!
Also fertig.
Right, let's go.
Evakuierung abgeschlossen. Pelikan 1 hebt nun ab.
Sie haben auf dem langen Weg zur Freiheit ein weiteres Etappenziel erreicht.
Right, what have I been on for at the moment? About 30-40 minutes? Probably at least 40, haven't I? I'll do one more mission, but just one more because, like I said, my voice is going. Yes, that was that Seath Artillery at the very northwest of the map. I got 1488 currency. Well, oh dear. Oh, playing as the Howgast. We were bringing up all the World War II stuff. Oh, that's just too funny with the German language on.
Mission abgeschlossen, Helldivers. Ein kleiner Schritt für die Demokratie.
Let's just see if I can do one of those insanely difficult bot defense missions on my own, because they're quite fun. Right, I'm not going to imagine it on Super Helldive or Helldive, but 7 or 8 I might be able to manage. Let's go to 7 because it's the start of the red tier missions. If I can find one. Yeah, here we go. Now, this is going to partially rely on me being able to... Right, I'm going to need thermite grenades for this, definitely. Rather than conventional grenades, so thermite. There we go, because I can at least blow up their tanks with those. Probably keep my guns the same for now. I'm going to have to hope this is the one with the cliffs, because if I get the mission with the cliffs, you can kind of cheese the enemy by landing on a cliff, and then, what do you call it, sort of just, you know, like trying to bunch them up quite a lot, so you can call in big airstrike sort of things on them. Right, let's have strafing run, gas, napalm and laser, so I don't have a shield or anything like that. Right, let's just do vitality because I think that's the only thing that's going to keep me alive, potentially. And while I've not got a proper anti-tank weapon, I do have thermite, which acts as anti-tank equipment. But yeah, the idea of this is just the only way I'm going to potentially even survive this. Oh good, it's the map I want because there's cliffs. Didn't quite get on that one, but that means I might be able to cheese them.
Die Geschichte wird sich an ihre heutigen Taten erinnern.
Oh dear. Yeah, they already have a tank. Let's start off with a napalm barrage.
Feuert Orbitalsperrfeuer.
Right.
Missionsgebiet wird
Can
verlassen.
I stay here? Yeah, that's not too far out the map.
Helldiver, du bist außerhalb des Missionsgebiets.
Hello. I don't know if it's going to hit anything there, but I'll put 3 on. Right, good, I can get a resupply here if I stay alive long enough. Right, good, so we're fully back in the game in terms of health and everything. Right, let's bring that crane down to strafing run because that can break the map a bit, that crane. That didn't collapse a crane, that's annoying. Right, there should be a massive horde of them coming towards me soon. So, let's put some gas in the middle there.
Gasangriff im Anflug.
Right, that lot there are finally coming over. Let's move away from those for the time being. Actually, I don't know if that's going to be in line with them or not, but yeah, there we go, good. Right, let's finish off that devastation. Let's stick up it there, aren't we? Let's get out of here.
Kostet ein wenig Demokratie!
Oh, a tank. Did thermite land on it properly? I did. Right, let's grab some more thermite.
Feuert Gasangriff.
Right, napalm time again.
Orbitalsperrfeuer im Anflug. Abstand halten.
Right, I need to run for those
Mein
devastators.
Leben für Übererde!
No, hello, more room around it. Let's go for these damage ones first. Oh no, he's bringing the gas with him. No. Oh no, he's not.
Hier spricht Adler 1. Wir sind wieder im Geschäft.
Oh, hello, another tank. Well, the gas is actually in quite a bad place now. Right, come on, thermite, explode. Right. Oh, did it not land on him properly? Oh, that's it, I'm dead there. Still got 4 lives, I've done pretty well on the first life.
Anfrage bestätigt. Verstärkung wurde losgeschickt.
Bereit zu befreien!
Right, okay, this orbital laser is going to kill a hell of a lot of them. There's a couple of hulks over there. Another hulk up there, I think. Oh, a grenade. That landed on the hulk, that thermite. Yes, right, okay.
Gasangriff im Anflug.
Genieß Freiheit.
I'll waste some thermite doing that because I'm not using all grenades, I keep forgetting that. Oh, well. Oh, the nice thing now is you can actually shoot hulks in the face and look with the revolver. So, Willy Magnum! Big game, happy. There we go, look. Did that surprisingly well. Didn't even have to technically cheat by landing a Hellbot on the cliff.
Die Freiheit hat sie gestärkt.
Yeah, it's like the thing with like the Vladimir Putin Russian culture, where they non-stop go on about how bad the West is for all the gays and transsexuals and stuff like that, and then it turns out the modern Russian army is basically just the greenhouse scene from Scum going on non-stop. So everybody ended up just finding it really funny that, you know, when like, you know, a Russian shill now tries to lecture you on degeneracy in the West, it's like, oh okay, Ivan, bend over for your superior officer. Right, that'll do me for streaming for now. So 181 kills, but yeah, that went surprisingly well, that particular mission. So yeah, I like Helldivers 2 in German for some reason. I just think it sounds good.
Munition, Treibstoff, Personal.
Because again, it doesn't interfere with you playing the game at all, because I've got the subtitles, so even if you have to read what stratagems other people are called, then you can still read it easily enough. And my German, although I can't actually really speak German, it's good enough that when I hear something like, you know, gas Angriff, I'm like, oh, that's a gas attack, you know. There's enough German that you can just pick up from, like enough English you can just pick up from the German that,
Helldiver, führen Sie die Befreiung der Galaxie an.
Well, anyway, I think I might have even been on for about an hour now, so, or something like that, which surprised me considering how bad my throat feels and all that, and how it feels like, you know, my nose is barely able to breathe. But anyway, hope everybody has a good day. Yeah, cheers, Parker. Like I said, at the moment, it's that annoying thing that I get over one illness and then immediately seem to catch something else. But again, that's part of the problem with where I work, is I work in a place that has lots of air recirculation. So again, you know, like the stuff they on purposely during COVID told companies not to do. But, you know, my company can't really get away from that because of how the building's built. But it's just one of those things that I think if enough people come in that have infections, then everybody else catches it. It's a bit like being on an aeroplane. And then, you know, every time I'm at work, it's the same thing over and over. Yeah, cheers. Right, have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching.